Greetings and welcome to my channel, dear viewers. I hope you're having a great day. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the video. Drew Scott and Linda Phan post a magical fantasy-like video of their children on an exciting European trip. Opening scene. A montage of stunning European landscapes, including golden sunsets over Paris, cobblestone streets in Rome, a vintage train winding through the Swiss Alps, and children laughing on a canal boat in Venice, is shown on screen as soft, cinematic music plays. The title, written in elegant script, reads, Drew and Linda's European Fairy Tale, a family vacation to remember. Narrator, friendly, hospitable tone. Imagine this, a family of 4 making lifelong memories while the golden glow of European sunsets paints the sky, fairy tale castles rising from misty hills, gelato dripping down small fingers, and cobblestone streets resonating with the laughter of little feet. That's precisely what the Property Brothers' charming, mustachioed half, Drew Scott, and his wife, fashion designer and businesswoman Linda Phan, went through during their recent hectic trip to Europe with their 2 young children. And they've captured it all in a romantic, fantasy-like video that is winning people over online. Cut to scenes from Drew and Linda's Instagram video include slow-motion pictures of their children having a picnic in a beautiful French park, a toddler laughing on a carousel and running through a field of sunflowers. Storyteller, from the picturesque canals of Venice to the sun-kissed vineyards of Tuscany, Drew and Linda created a cinematic love letter to family, travel, and the wonders of childhood. In this in-depth analysis, we're dissecting each magical moment of their trip across Europe, looking at the places they went, the dynamics within the family, and what this trip reveals about their development as partners and parents. So get yourself a cup of coffee, relax, and let's enter their fantastical world. Section 1. The Fairy Tales Family. Cut to old video of Drew Scott on Property Brothers, followed by pictures of the wedding of Drew and Linda, baby showers, and family gatherings. We must comprehend the family at the center of this vacation if we are to fully enjoy its beauty. Known for being half of the dynamic team behind HGTV's Property Brothers, Drew Scott has been assisting families in turning their homes into their ideal homes for more than 10 years. However, behind the scenes, Drew has been creating his own ideal life, complete with laughter, love, and now 2 cute kids. Cut to a picture of Piper and Jackson, Drew and Linda's daughter and son, waving at the camera while wearing matching clothes. The newest and cutest members of the Scott Phan family are Piper Reese Scott, born in 2022, and Jackson James Scott, born in 2020. Drew's wife of more than 10 years, Linda Phan, is a gifted fashion designer, businesswoman, and a lady who consistently strikes a balance between elegance and toughness. They have created a life together that combines genuine sincerity with Hollywood glitz. Cut to excerpts from interviews with Linda and Drew about becoming parents. Drew, in the clip from the interview, "Everything has changed once I became a father. When I look at Piper and Jackson, I see this amazement and sheer joy in their eyes. I also want to give them everything. It's worth it, even though traveling with children isn't always simple. Every clumsy incident and delayed flight is a part of the narrative. Additionally, I want our children to grow up knowing that the world is beautiful." And that's exactly what this European trip was about, not just sightseeing but story-making. A chance for Jackson and Piper to experience the world beyond their Los Angeles home, to feel the cobblestones of ancient cities beneath their feet, to taste their first bite of authentic Italian gelato, and to see their parents not just as mom and dad but as adventurers, dreamers, and lovers. Section 2. The internet-breaking video. Cut to full-screen Instagram video of Drew and Linda, featuring slow-motion footage of the children playing gentle piano music, Drew hoisting Jackson over his shoulders, and Linda walking Piper in a stroller along a path lined with flowers. Storyteller. Just a few days ago, Drew and Linda shared a 3-minute video on Instagram that's already been viewed over 5 million times. Captioned simply, "Our European fairy tale with the loves of our lives," the video is less a vacation recap and more a poetic visual diary. No voiceover. No flashy edits. Just raw, beautiful moments set to a hauntingly beautiful instrumental track. Stop the video to examine important scenes. Storyteller, let's break down some of the most magical moments. First, the opening shot, a golden sunrise over a lavender field in Provence, France. Camera pans to Jackson, now 4 years old, running barefoot through the flowers, his laughter echoing as Linda watches from a distance, smiling. It's pure joy. It's childhood. It's magic. Cut to Jackson's face in close-up, his eyes wide with awe. Storyteller. Then there's Piper, just 2 years old, sitting in a vintage red wagon being pulled by Drew through a medieval village in Italy. She's wearing a tiny sun hat, clutching a stuffed bunny, and giggling every time they hit a bump. Drew looks down at her with that unmistakable dad glow, that look of pure, unfiltered love. Cut to Drew spins Piper around while hoisting her into his arms. Storyteller. And how can we forget the carousel scene in Vienna? Yes, Vienna. The family visited the iconic Prater amusement park, where a 19th-century carousel still spins under gas lamps. There's Piper, wide-eyed, reaching for the golden horse's mane, while Jackson rides a painted lion beside her. Linda captures it all on her phone, not as a celebrity, but as a mom soaking in the moment. Cut to a slow-motion picture of the children riding the carousel while the surrounding lights are blurry. Storyteller. The entire video feels like a Studio Ghibli film come to life, whimsical, emotional, and deeply human. And the internet has responded with overwhelming emotion. Cut to reactions on social media, including comments on Instagram and tweets. I cried when I watched the family video of Drew and Linda. So innocent. Childhood should be like this. Instagram remark. She will always cherish the memory of seeing Piper's face on that carousel. People aren't just admiring the destinations, they're connecting with the feeling. The sense that this family is present, engaged, and fully in love with each other and the world around them. Section 3. The schedule, an exciting journey through Europe. Cut to an animated European map with pins falling at strategic locations. So where exactly did this fairy tale unfold? Based on social media clues, interviews, and fan sleuthing, here's the likely itinerary of Drew and Linda's European adventure. Cut to a family strolling down the Seine, street performers, and footage of the Eiffel Tower. It all began in Paris, the perfect launch pad for a romantic family getaway. The Phan family was spotted enjoying a morning croissant at a sidewalk cafe in Le Marais, with Jackson dipping his Pinot chocolate into hot chocolate. Linda later shared a photo of Piper napping in a stroller outside Notre Dame, wrapped in a custom-designed blanket from her fashion line. Cut to Linda's Instagram image showing the family at night in front of the Eiffel Tower. The highlight, however, was a private evening visit to the Eiffel Tower after hours. The family had the lower deck of the tower to themselves for half an hour thanks to a connection made through a French designer friend. Drew later told People magazine, holding Piper while the lights sparkled, it was like something out of a movie. Cut to video of Venice showing gondolas moving through canals, vibrant structures, children feeding pigeons. They took a plane from Paris to Venice, a city that seems like a fantasy even without kids. But with Piper and Jackson along, it was just magical. As the children applauded, the gondolier sang O Sol Mio as the family rode in a private gondola through Dorsaduro's more serene canals. Cut to Jackson giggling while feeding a pigeon a piece of bread on Drew's Instagram story. Jackson was fixated on the bridges, counting each one they crossed, Linda revealed. Children also painted their own Venetian masks at a nearby mask-making studio. Piper's? A pink butterfly that glitters. Jackson's? A lion with gold horns, ferocious. Cut to a picture of the children posing on a bridge while wearing masks. And gelato, of course, several times during the day. What's their favorite? Hazelnut-topped stracciatella from a small store close to Rialto Bridge. Jackson now calls all ice cream Venetian pudding, Drew joked. Cut to aerial views of a villa encircled by sunflowers, cypress trees, and undulating hills. Next stop, Tuscany. The family rented a private villa near Siena, a 16th-century farmhouse restored with modern comforts, complete with a pool, olive groves, and a pizza oven. This is where the sunflower field scene from the video was filmed. Cut to our Tuscan escape with the kids, one of Linda's blog entries. Linda, blog voiceover. Waking up to rooster calls, fresh bread from the village, and the smell of rosemary in the air. This is the Italy I dreamed of sharing with our children. They took a family cooking class, where Jackson kneaded dough and Piper sprinkled cheese on her mini pizza. They visited a goat farm where the kids bottle-fed baby goats. And one evening, Drew and Linda enjoyed a candlelit dinner on the terrace while the kids slept, a rare moment of romance amidst the chaos of parenting. Lucerne, Switzerland. Magic and mountains. Cut to a family traveling with little bags, a vintage train, and snow-capped Alps. Then came Switzerland, a dramatic shift from the warm hills of Tuscany to the crisp, clean air of the Swiss Alps. The family took the famous Golden Pass train from Interlaken to Lucerne, a journey that winds through waterfalls, meadows, and mountain tunnels. Cut to video clip. Jackson yells, "Snow! Snow!" while pressing his face against the train window. They stayed in a charming lakeside hotel with views of Mount Pilatus. One morning, they took a cable car to the top of Rigi Mountain, where Jackson declared, "I'm on top of the world." And in that moment, with the clouds below and his dad hoisting him onto his shoulders, he kind of was. Waltzes and Wonders in Vienna, Austria. Number 5. Cut to a family eating apple strudel, the Prater Carousel, Schönbrunn Palace. Their final stop, Vienna. Known for its imperial palaces and classical music, Vienna offered a mix of culture and whimsy. They toured Schönbrunn Palace. Jackson loved the maze garden and attended a family-friendly Mozart concert in a candlelit hall. Cut to Piper dancing in her seat throughout the concert on Instagram story. As seen in the film, the Prater Carousel is a 125-year-old attraction that still uses steam and magic. However, the moment that stole the show was when Drew remarked, seeing Piper's face light up, "That's why we travel. Not for the images, but for that look in their eyes." Section 4. The trip's parenting philosophy. Cut to parenting interview snippets with Drew and Linda. This trip wasn't just about luxury or bucket list destinations. It reflected a deeper parenting philosophy, one that values experience over material things, presence over perfection, and curiosity over comfort. We don't want our children to grow up feeling entitled. Instead, we want them to be kind, inquisitive, and worldly aware, and nothing teaches that more than travel. Traveling with kids is messy. There are meltdowns, missed naps, and times when you just want to hide in the hotel room. But the beautiful moments? They make it all worth it. Experts agree. Child psychologists say that exposing children to different cultures, languages, and environments boosts empathy, adaptability, and cognitive development. And Drew and Linda aren't just giving their kids memories, they're shaping their worldview. Cut to child development specialist Dr. Elena Martinez appears on screen. Family travel, especially at a young age, helps children develop a sense of wonder and openness. They learn that the world is big, diverse, and full of beauty. And when parents are fully engaged, not just taking photos but experiencing it with them, it strengthens the parent-child bond. That's exactly what we see in the video. Drew isn't just filming. He's playing, lifting, comforting, and exploring with his kids. Linda isn't just styling the shots. She's pushing the stroller, wiping faces, and sharing quiet smiles. They're not performers. They're parents. Section 5. The fairy tale style. How they created such a magical appearance. Cut to behind-the-scenes image of Linda tinkering with a DSLR camera's lens. Let's talk about the look of this film. It's not just what they did, it's how it was captured. The slow motion, the carefully chosen soundtrack, and the soft lighting weren't by mistake. They were all part of the deliberate storytelling. Linda, with her background in fashion and design, clearly had a vision. She used a mix of iPhone footage and a high-end mirrorless camera, shooting mostly in the golden hour, that magical time just after sunrise or before sunset when the light is warm and dreamy. The soundtrack? A custom piece composed by a friend, blending piano and strings with faint echoes of a music box, like a lullaby for the soul. Cut to, as the video shows Drew and Linda strolling hand in hand with the children in between them, music rises. And the editing? Minimal. No filters. No flashy transitions. just cuts that let the emotion breathe. It's a masterclass in visual storytelling, proving that you don't need Hollywood budgets to create something beautiful. You just need heart. Cut 2. The family smiling, cuddling, and watching fireworks in Paris in the final montage. At its core, this video isn't about celebrity. It's not about luxury travel. It's about something much simpler and much more powerful. It's about family, about making time, about choosing presence over productivity and love over logistics. In a world where we're constantly scrolling, rushing, and comparing, Drew and Linda's video is a gentle reminder. This is what matters, the tiny hands in yours. The sound of your child's laughter echoing in a foreign square. The way your partner smiles at you when the kids are finally asleep. Cut 2. A scene from the video shows Drew and Linda leisurely dancing while the children are standing up in the Tuscan estate. They didn't post this for fame. They posted it to remember, to honor this fleeting, beautiful stage of life. And in doing so, they invited us all into their fairy tale, not as fans, but as fellow travelers on this wild, wonderful journey of parenthood. Cut 2. Collection of heartfelt comments, fan art, and TikTok recreations. The response has been nothing short of extraordinary. Thousands of parents have shared their own fairy tale moments using the hashtag #OurFairyTaleTrip. Teachers have shown the video in classrooms to talk about family and kindness. And mental health advocates have praised it for normalizing joyful, imperfect parenting. After a difficult day, my twins and I watched this and sobbed before organizing our own ideal vacation. Thank you, Drew and Linda. Some have even called it the most wholesome thing on the internet right now. And honestly, it might be. Cut 2. Linda and Drew holding hands with children at a red carpet event. So what's next? Drew's Property Brothers franchise continues to thrive with new shows in development. Linda is launching a children's clothing line inspired by their European trip. Think tiny trench coats, mini berets, and alpine sweaters. Cut 2. Little Voyagers by Linda Phan, a teaser image from Linda's brand. The family is already organizing their next trip, which may take them to Morocco or Japan, but they will undoubtedly bring the same sense of wonder, love, and camaraderie with them wherever they go. Cut 2. The family is silhouetted against the sky as they stroll into the sunset on a Tuscan hill in the final picture. Drew Scott and Linda Phan didn't just take a vacation. They created a legacy. One frame, one laugh, one gelato-stained smile at a time. And in sharing it with the world, they've reminded us all of what truly matters. Because a fairy tale doesn't need a castle or a prince. Sometimes it's just a family, a suitcase, and the courage to say, "Let's go see the world together." As the music rises, the text reads, "What is your family's ideal vacation spot?" Share your thoughts below. If this video warmed your heart, hit like, share it with someone who needs a little magic today, and subscribe for more stories that celebrate love, life, and the little moments that make it all worthwhile. End screen with channel logo, social media handles, and recommended videos. Outro music fades. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep traveling, and keep believing in fairy tale endings. Because sometimes they're just the beginning.